The music pulsed. It vibrated through the cramped Nairobi apartment. The air, thick with the smell of sweat and cheap beer, crackled with youthful energy. Students from Strathmore University and beyond, their laughter echoing into the Madaraka estate night, danced with abandon. It was a Tuesday, but nobody cared. This was Nairobi. The city never slept. And tonight, the party was at its frenzied peak. Mark Talamson, tall and lanky, navigated the throng with practiced ease. His smile was infectious, his eyes bright with the promise of a long night. He spotted her then, across the room, a flash of familiarity in the sea of unfamiliar faces. Sheila Mwenda, Kal, as everyone knew her, his ex. Their eyes met across the room. A jolt, a shared history, unspoken, hung between them. Mark and Kal. Their relationship had been a whirlwind, intense, passionate, and ultimately destructive. They had met at a campus event, drawn to each other like moths to a flame. Their connection had been instant, electric, their love all-consuming. But their happiness was short-lived. Jealousy crept in, whispering doubts in their ears. Arguments escalated, fueled by pride and misunderstanding. Their love, once a source of joy, became a source of pain. By the time they finally called it quits, their hearts were bruised, their souls weary. Now, months later, here they were, face to face, in a crowded room, the remnants of their past hovering between them like a ghost. The night wore on. Mark and Kal, separated by the crowd, exchanged furtive glances. They danced not together but within each other's orbit, a silent acknowledgement of what had been, of what might have been. Around midnight, Mark decided to call it a night. He summoned an Uber, the familiar blue light a beacon in the darkness. He glanced at Kal one last time, their eyes locking for a fleeting moment before disappearing into the Nairobi night. Kal, surrounded by her friends, continued to drink. Shot after shot, beer after beer, she drowned her sorrows, her laughter becoming increasingly louder, her movements increasingly unsteady. The night, once filled with the promise of carefree fun, was taking a dark turn. The sun rose, painting the Nairobi sky in hues of pink and orange. It was a new day, filled with the chirping of birds and the distant hum of traffic. But for Mark and Kal, the night before was far from over. At precisely 10:17 a.m., a tweet flashed across the screens of Nairobi's digitally connected millennials. It was from Kal, her handle at Hermitscum, well known in the city's online circles. The tweet was short, sharp, and utterly devastating. It accused Mark Talamson, tagging his handle at Mark Talamson, of taking advantage of her the previous night while she was too drunk to consent. The internet exploded. Section 5. A confession. Coerced. As Kal's accusation spread like wildfire, another post surfaced, fanning the flames of outrage. This one was a video, grainy and shaky, uploaded by a user named @OnyangoClaude. It showed Mark, his face contorted in fear, surrounded by a group of men near a kiosk at Strathmore. They were shouting, menacing, their words laced with threats. Mark, clearly outnumbered and terrified, mumbled a confession. His words were barely audible above the roar of the crowd, but they were damning nonetheless. He admitted to taking advantage of Kal, to exploiting her intoxicated state. The video spread like wildfire. #Justice for Sheila began trending in Kenya. Mark Talamson, once a popular student, became the subject of citywide scorn. Section 6. Mark's truth, a city divided. The hours that followed were a blur of online fury and digital judgment. Mark, bombarded with hate messages and death threats, deactivated his social media accounts. He felt isolated, adrift in a sea of accusations he knew to be false. Then at 10 a.m. a new post appeared. This time it was from Mark. He had created a new account at Mark Speaks Truth to share his side of the story. In a long, heartfelt post, he denied the accusations, claiming he had been coerced into confessing. He revealed his past relationship with Kal, painting a picture of a woman scorned, driven by a desire for revenge. The city of Nairobi held its breath. Section 7, Shifting Sands of Public Opinion. Mark's post, raw and emotional, struck a chord. People began to question the narrative that had been so readily accepted. Doubts were sown, conversations shifted. Then another video emerged. This one, posted by @Nwajasusuda, showed the assault on Mark from a different angle. It revealed the faces of his attackers, their expressions cold and calculating. It showed Kal standing at a distance, her phone clutched in her hand. The tide was turning. The court of public opinion, fickle and swift, was beginning to sway in Mark's favor. Section 8. The court of public opinion. As more details emerged, the narrative shifted dramatically. The men in the video, it was discovered, were known criminals with a history of violence and extortion. Rumors spread like wildfire. Kal, consumed by bitterness and rage, had hired them to stage the assault, to force a confession from Mark, to destroy his life. By March 6, 2025, #Justice4Mark was trending alongside Kali Cartel 5 and Gakuya, a testament to the speed and fickleness of online justice. The story had taken on a life of its own, fueled by speculation, gossip, and the insatiable appetite of social media. Yet amidst the online frenzy, one crucial element was missing: an official investigation. Section 9, An Unresolved Truth. The Nairobi night drama, as it came to be known, remained unresolved. No police statements, no DCI investigations. Kal, after her initial accusation, had retreated into silence, her social media accounts going dark. Mark, though his name was somewhat cleared, remained haunted by the events of that night. The false accusation, the public humiliation, the fear and uncertainty. The scars ran deep. The story served as a stark reminder of the power of social media, its ability to shape narratives, to destroy reputations, to deliver swift and often misguided justice. It was a cautionary tale for the digital age, a reminder that in the court of public opinion, truth was often the first casualty.